Hey, Tony, I see you brought a little show and tell thing here today, huh? Why don't you
Oh
show
yeah.
us what you got here?
Well, Jack, he is, he's student teaching, so then he's going to go on to the next part where you interview for jobs.
Right.
So kind of, trying to clean up down here a little bit, Corey. And this tie I bought thinking, a college kid coming out interviewing for jobs. This tie would be like the job that would tell administrators like this guy cares about kids, right? Because there's a bunch of
Sure, it looks
kids
like
on it.
people
It's
and
got artwork. Try it on. Is that too wide now? Is that style out of fashion? You think
I
so?
don't really know. I
You
mean,
think
it
it'd still
is
be in
called
fashion?
this tie is it says it right here.
That's not.
Children of the world.
Yeah, it's not a cheap
It
tie.
also says Laura, age 14. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah. I
I
mean,
think
that could
probably
be,
maybe some of that money went to Laura. I don't know.
who knows.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk more about this.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to this episode of Trailside Dukes. So we've got this tie here. I thought you said you used to wear this during interviews.
Yeah, I did. It's a
And
great
it,
tie.
and it helped got you your job, huh?
Yeah,
Just
it's got me a
saying
couple
like
jobs.
I
It's a
like
lucky
kids.
tie. It's a lucky tie.
Okay, and you're gonna
Yeah.
pass that on down to Jack, huh?
Yeah, maybe I should.
I
Gotta
think it's
get
a
it
good
over to him.
idea. That's
See if it's still, it's a cool tie.
Laura, age 14. I love it.
Cool tie.
Okay.
Okay. What's up?
It's Skijoring season, so I thought maybe on this episode we could talk a little Skijoring. You've asked me a lot of questions about it in the past.
Is this like a Swedish?
Skijor?
Is this is a PG like G-rated show, Corey?
It's
You can't just bring up Swedish things. And
no,
just
it's
talk
fine.
about
This
it.
is great. It's great.
What is
It's,
Skijoring?
Skijoring is when you have a horse pulling a skier by a rope, basically.
Okay.
I know there's other methods of this. Sometimes people use like dogs or other animals or something like that
Yeah.
and ski and hold on to like a leash or something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. The only kind I've done is where it's behind a horse with a rope, and there's all sorts of rules and regulations. It's like a real thing. It's like a circuit thing that you can do where you can like travel around the Northwest and do this and collect prize money and all sorts of stuff. It's like regular rodeo kind of thing.
Are you going to let me talk or just talk Skijoring this whole time?
Go for it. Go. What do you got?
I know nothing about Skijoring. Corey.
Okay.
I have a Wikipedia, you know what I mean? Although I shouldn't say nothing because we've had this conversation before about Skijoring. And then remember that one night and we were with Jess, we were watching
Yeah.
like videos of
Right.
Skijoring. So I've seen a bunch of it and we actually got to see you in one of the clips for the one in Wallace.
Yes.
What's that one called?
Well, that one's called Wallace Skijor.
Okay, well, they're not real
Yeah.
creative on their
No,
name.
they're not. That
just-
I mean,
Right.
It's the Silver Valley.
But you participated.
I did. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I saw it advertised. The one this was a few years back,
Yeah.
and it was. I watched the video and I was like, "Whoa, this is serious." They don't do it behind horses, though.
You got
they,
excited.
They do it behind. I did, but they do it behind ATVs, like snow ATV vehicles that will pull the rider.
Mechanical Skijoring.
So I see all this stuff, and
Is
you
that
got,
allowed?
You got rings. It is in Wallace, the lawless Wallace.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Are there refs in this sport?
There's judges. I don't think there's any refs. No.
Okay.
So yeah,
Not a sport.
I watched the video.
Not a sport.
Do the rings. You go over jumps and go through gates and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I think I can do this. This will be fine.
You thought piece of cake.
Right. I was like, I got a good chance. Like, I can do this. I get out there the day I show up a little bit early, and I get out there and I look at Main Street, and there are these huge kickers and rails to grind on and launch off of. And I'm like, what the heck is this? This is nothing.
That's what you signed up for.
This is nothing like what it looked like that they
On the
advertised.
video.
Yeah. This was like a big air park competition, and you were going to have these vehicles run you into these like these things that you had to jump on or grind or whatever. And I was like, I don't do any of this stuff. This is all park
So
mode.
now you had the moment of truth. Am I bailing or am I doing
I
it?
was signed up. I was in.
So you were doing it.
Yeah, so I go to the end of the road, I grab my gear, and I'm going to walk in to finish my registration, right? Because you can register online, and then you go and you check in with somebody.
When you get in a registration line, what do the other guys look like?
So this is what I was about to say. Is
Okay.
like nobody else is in there. They're already done. Like I'm gonna be the first guy in the building at this moment of the day.
Is this the first time you've walked up there and like?
I've never done it before.
But at this event, you walked up, you register.
Yeah, and I saw two guys walking, and they had their skis on, and I was like, oh, well, they're probably here for this, right? And so I asked them, two dudes, and they're crossing the street. I go, hey, are you here for the Skijoring thing? And they're like, they looked at me weird, like, what the heck did he just say?
They just got back from Lookout.
Dude, they were at Lookout in Silver, and they're like, no, we just got done skiing, and we were just staying in town here. And he's like,
they were gonna go watch you.
They were like, we don't even know what's going on. We were going to check in our hotel, and I was like, oh, well, and I didn't want to feel like the only one that was kind of weird about this whole thing. So I was like, oh, well, there's a Skijoring event. Look out these kickers and stuff like that. I'm going to register right now. You guys should come do it. I'm like, you guys should come do it.
Did they laugh at you?
They laughed, and then they kind of looked, and they were like, this is cool. And they're like, yeah, let's go do it. And
No way.
Yes. They were from
way.
Utah. Two dudes from Utah.
How old were these guys?
They were a little bit younger than me. And so, they're in their 30s. And so they I guess every year they do this little trip where they do a loop up into Idaho and loop back down and go.
Good guys? You hung out
awesome with them? All night long. Yeah. Okay. Had beers and stuff, or beverages and stuff like that with them. And they were awesome. And so they had a blast. And so us three were kind of like, you
guys chummed.
Did it together.
Anybody get hurt?
I think somebody got hurt. That one of the contestants, or whatever, what would you call it? Competitors. One of the competitors
flew into the audience.
No, you could have. You could have if you're not careful.
I've seen the videos.
It's crazy. I mean,
you didn't. You hit all the jumps steady.
I hit all the jumps. My first one, I landed hard in my binding release, so I didn't totally land it. My ski popped off. I landed it, but my ski popped off, so I came out.
You're out.
No, that was first round. I was
one
good.
Skied the rest of the way?
No, I'm out.
That's legendary.
After that run, I still got to do another launch.
Are you in the Skijoring Hall of Fame?
Maybe there I am, because Diamond. Diamond Dave. You've seen Diamond Dave.
When is Diamond Dave?
Diamond Dave.
I saw the video. If you can throw up a picture.
Yeah. So Diamond Dave was there.
Diamond Dave's been on the show, Corey.
He gets around.
Yeah, we haven't talked to Diamond Dave in a long time.
No,
maybe he'll come back.
We should invite him.
I think we should.
Yeah. In full,
regalia.
Yeah. And he was in fine form that evening. So
I bet he was.
In Wallace, and the Wallace people loved him.
Apparently, the Utah people love you too.
Yes.
I guess so, Corey.
They did.
Dude, Wallace in Utah.
But that was crazy. I mean, them doing the four-wheelers and all that stuff. I remember I looked at the guy on my first run. They come and pick you up, and they drop the rope, and they're like, all right, contestant 141 is up. And I'm like, okay, that's me. And so you grab the rope, you grab this ski rope like you're going to get pulled behind a boat.
Did you make the sign of the cross?
No, I didn't. I should have.
You should have.
And
you could have died, Corey.
So I talked to my driver, right? The guy that's going to pull me. And I go, listen, I've never done anything like this before. It's nothing like what it looked like, what I signed up for. And I go, I just want to hit the big launcher, and I'm just going to float it. I just want to get a feel for this first round. Like, I just want to float it, and I'm going to straight air it. And he looks at, and I go, so, you don't have to go super fast or anything like that. I'm like, just whatever speed you think is good for me to just get a good feel for it. And he looks at me, and he goes, I'm just going to pin it. And I go, okay, I guess that works. That's all he said to me. I'm just going to pin it. And so I was
and
like,
your
all
response
right.
was,
I
okay.
go, I guess so. I could either let go or hold on.
Okay, good.
Right? So he pinned it, and there we go, ripping down Main Street, and everybody's roaring and yelling, and Diamond Dave takes flight, and then you hop on another. There's another guy
And
down
you
there.
landed?
I landed, yeah. On the second,
And you're still holding onto the rope?
no, you got to let go of the rope.
Oh, this is a one-shot deal?
You get ripped into there, try to have all your momentum to launch off the first one, land, do
somersault.
You can do a grind or you can do another jump. And I jumped over on the second jump. I jumped over.
You hit another jump.
The grind, yeah. I landed the first one and then I launched off a second one and I went over the grind because I'm like, I'm not touching that. I'll stay away from the metal, and then land on the transition and switch and everything. It was awesome.
You are in the Skijoring Hall of Fame, dude.
One and done. I'm never doing that again. That one's sketchy.
Corey.
So that was a sketchy one, and I did another one after that up in Clark Fork, Idaho.
Right, and that one was with a horse.
That's a legit one, yeah.
That was a legit one.
That one was actually put on by Dog the Bounty Hunter's nephew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had this ranch up in Clark Fork, and you go up there.
Will you please throw a picture up of Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yes, I will. Yes.
I would love that.
Yes. Yeah, so it was at like his nephew's ranch, and his nephew put all this on. Like I said, there's big money in it. First place at this event that we were at, you could win a full papered quarter horse. You could win a horse. Like the winner walked away with a quarter horse.
What would you have done if you, Aaron? What do you think Aaron would have said?
I would have had to sell it.
Horse?
I'm not going to bring a horse home.
Well, when you win it, you got to bring it somewhere to throw it in the back.
It at like my friends, the guy that my rider, the
you
guy
wouldn't
that
throw him
me.
in the backyard for like a week.
In my backyard,
Yeah.
that doesn't have fencing on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like
why not?
There's a horse out on Ramsey.
Why not, Corey?
Maybe, I don't know.
Corey, listen to me.
Okay.
In 2022, did you know there were like nearly 30 events in the United States and Canada? Like 30
in 2022
professional Skijoring events.
Yes, it's put on by like Skijoring USA, I think.
Yeah, I mean they got leagues in Europe, all over the place.
Yep. So I didn't know how many events, but 2022 is probably, I think that was the year that I was up in Clark Fork there, and Skijoring USA was there. They took pictures of Diamond Dave. Diamond Dave was at that one also.
Cool.
They took pictures. He was in the magazine and everything. Yeah.
Diamond Dave, baby.
Yeah.
So looking at the
that was
history,
a fun one,
right? Mm-hmm. This is kind of interesting, Corey, because like what?
This has been going on a long time.
This debuted in Stockholm in the Nordic Games of 1901.
Look at that.
Right? And then, Norway, Sweden, Finland. Nick's ancestors probably were huge Skijoring.
Maybe.
You know what I
I think
mean?
they used to do like they used to do stuff with like reindeer and things like that, or behind like some of the bigger animals, I think.
Don't you think like Nick's body type is probably built for Skijoring?
Not at all.
You don't think like the tall, skinny guy?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
like his legs are like sticks.
some of the dudes that were really good at the competition I was at, they were kind of shorter and
stout.
They could really put a lot of power into their turns to get through the gates and collect the rings and stuff like that. Because you gotta be able to turn on a dime.
Yeah.
And the other thing,
so better to have a body like a hobbit.
You need like. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm definitely a beginner at all of this. So you want to have you got to have fast horse, fast skis, and a good skier.
And have the body type of a hobbit. Probably those big feet probably help you like with stability,
carving and everything.
Oh yeah,
maybe, I don't know, but it is a rush, definitely.
Yeah,
you get like a 30-foot rope. They've got all these rules and stuff for the ropes and all of that, and you got to wear gloves good gripping gloves that will grip onto the rope, because when that rope rips through your hands, it's almost like your hands are on fire. Like the gloves I wear, it like melts the plastic on them. You get about 2 runs and then you got to switch gloves.
When Jack had free ski school at Lookout, for their bunny hill, I don't know if you remember this, but they had a rope.
Yeah.
So I remember going through like 3 or 4 pairs of gloves that season because you're holding jack and then you got to grab the rope.
Yeah, you're sizzling through, smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same thing here. I mean,
Look
it's
at that
like,
picture, Corey. That could
that's
have been
behind
you.
a vehicle. That could be in Wallace.
That looks like Wallace.
That one is Wallace.
It looks like Wallace.
That made it on the Wikipedia page. Look at that. It's not me, but that's totally a Wallace thing.
This guy's upside down.
If I was upside down, that means I was doing something wrong. But okay. that's the big launcher
Wallace,
right in front
Idaho.
of U.S. Bank. Yeah,
dude, you're in there.
You could read it. Why don't you read it to the fans here? Wallace, Idaho.
Wallace, Idaho converts its historic downtown 6th Street into an extreme skijoring track. The competition is nonprofit promotion of the town's viability during the winter months. The downtown area does not have enough room for horses to reach top speeds. Therefore, they substitute horses with motors. Dude, what else would you have in Wallace? The competition has ATVs, side-by-sides, and tracked ATVs. Tracked ATVs are pretty cool.
Yes, that's what I had. The guy that says, I'm just going to pin it. That's what he had.
Corey, we got to get you in this year.
No way. I'm never doing that again.
Maybe we could call them and you'd be like the honorary guy.
There is one next month.
You'd be like lead the parade the day before.
They do the parade right before they start the event.
You should be like the guy. What do they call those guys?
The
master of ceremony or whatever.
I forgot what it's called. There is one. There's always a big one in Whitefish, like in Whitefish, Kalispell area.
Is 30 minutes away.
I know, but the Whitefish one actually, you have horses, and it's legit.
Super cool.
You got to collect the rings. You got to go through all the gates.
Corey, it
gets crazy. Some of these riders, like the guys riding the horses.
Yeah.
Sometimes they ride them too fast. We had horses up in Clark Fork that were going upside down and sliding out, and horseshoes were flying off.
Horses getting hurt.
They can get hurt really bad.
That's not good, Corey.
No, it's because this particular incident, the guy was just riding the horse too hard into the bermed area,
and then that's all right.
It's his fault.
But Corey, Wallace,
you really like the Wallace one, don't you?
Think of a comeback.
No way. That one's sketchy. That one's sketchy.
No way, dude. You got this.
It's a little sketchy,
dude. Corey.
If I do another one, it's behind the horse. I like the old school style of being behind a horse and the unpredictability of being able to get through the gates and try to make that happen.
What if we called the Wallace organizers and said, "Hey,
no way.
Corey will do this if you have an old man track."
Nobody's gonna sit there and watch that. And when they got this,
dude, like maybe 10 miles an hour, they'll just kind of chug you across.
That's the parade.
They'll just chug you across.
That's the parade. That's at the beginning. Okay, I just want to be in the parade.
Maybe they give you a little jump. Like go over like a bike jump or something.
I don't know. I think it's better if Diamond Dave just shows up as like a master of ceremony kind of thing
around.
Or whatever.
What if you're driving? Dude, what about this? What if you're driving one of the ATVs?
If they would let me, I would do that. I'll pull some. I'll pin it on somebody.
That'd be fun.
I'm all with that.
As Diamond Dave.
I'll do that.
Diamond Dave.
Yeah.
Rocks it.
They would love it.
Dude, you'd have to have a speaker. Like, we could attach a big speaker to you, and you'd just be busting out some Diamond Dave.
Dude, old 90s, 80s rock and roll, baby. That's how he rolls.
I know.
So,
would you blast Just a Gigolo?
That was one of his songs. You could, yeah.
And you'd rip down the four-wheel.
Nobody.
And you'd chug along the road with that blasting out.
Maybe so.
I think it would work.
What other questions do you have about Skijoring? What do you think?
Shoot, Corey, thinking about you blasting down the road in Wallace with I'm Just a Gigolo, it's hard to think of anything else.
Well, I mean, a lot goes into this. Some of these people are really into it. I mean, they're wearing their belt buckles that they've won in the past, their big jackets and stuff. Like it is very much rodeo.
What's that big one in Colorado we watched? Leadville.
Leadville.
That looks like a fun one.
Silverton does one too.
That town looks really cool.
Yes. Yeah, they do it. They do it every year. There's a lot of stops, like you were saying, like 30 or whatever. There's a lot of them. in Colorado, Montana, Idaho, Utah, kind of that area, Wyoming, where they have these events. And there's people that bring their horses down from Canada just to connect, and they have a team with a skier that's from somewhere in the lower 48 here. And
Badass.
so you'll have people come from all over and travel and bring their horse trailers. They camp the night before. You got to set up your
party.
fences for the horses and their feed and all that stuff. Guys come around horseshoeing them because they need special horseshoe cleats. It's a whole thing. It's pretty impressive.
Well, there's that fun side of it, but there's also the fun side of it of being a fan.
Yeah,
because you got a bunch of like pubs and
right,
fun, the fun bar scene, and
before and after,
people are having beverages, cheering on these these wild men that just kind of like float down the street and do crazy things.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Fun to be a fan.
Yeah, I think so. I even
we got to at least maybe go out if we can. We should go out to the Wallace one.
Yeah, we could interview people or whatever.
Love Wallace.
That'd be fun.
Let's support Wallace.
We could probably end up with a lot of cool friends from Wallace real quick.
I guarantee it. I've had many good times in Wallace. Stopped in there many times, coming back from the Joe trip or just coming from Montana. It's fun to stop in Wallace and get a burger or beverage or whatever. It's a cool place.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
I know, like, coming back after I was getting back to the starting line, like you were saying, somebody hands me a bottle of like Fireball or something. They just hung it out and I grabbed it and
okay.
And I go to hand it off to somebody else and some little kid goes boop and I go, wait, no, get that away from him. But like you're saying, there's people having a good time. It's all fun. What was really funny is that the family came up afterwards and had me autographed.
No kidding.
Yes. With a Sharpie.
Did you sign it
Diamond Dave, baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super
and
cool.
Also at the Clark Fork one, what they did, what was really cool, outside of the track where people were watching, they set up a bunch of barrels for fires so people could stay warm. But people come in to watch and they bring their blankets and their coolers and all that stuff.
Like
it was so cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
Tailgate.
You had the tailgating over here, and then around the course, everybody was just set up, cheering, music's
When
going.
is that one?
They haven't done that one again at Clark Fork, but I think the closest one to us would probably be Whitefish this year.
Yeah.
But it's the people have a great time. There's food vendors, people selling stuff, all sorts of cool stuff for families of all ages.
I'm searching when the Wallace Skijoring thing is.
7th annual Wallace Extreme Skijoring. I think I was at the first one.
Take your honey.
Take that special someone and
Take that special someone.
Go look for Skijor Wallace
talk
style.
To our wives.
I don't.
That we could take him for a double date. Oh my gosh, that guy!
I know this
flip.
is. See, look at this thing. If you go to the website, you can see some action here.
We're going to this.
Look at this.
These guys are doing crazy stuff.
Yes.
You're doing it, Corey.
I'm not doing it. I'll go and watch and sign. Diamond Dave will be there. And
so talk.
It's pretty cool. You're really into this Wallace one more than any of the other ones.
This must be a drone taking that footage, eh?
Yeah,
dude, that looks super fun.
Yeah, it's a fun time. Everybody's really cool.
Look at all look at all the people on the side.
Some fun prizes. Diamond Dave won, best outfit, so that was cool. Got some free swag.
Oh, you could win something. Look, I think they have an old man track. So you don't hit the jumps.
No, the old man track is the track out there where they're coming back and taking you back.
Nothing
to the starting
says
line.
You have to turn into the jump. You could just stay behind him.
Yeah, you get booed all the way down Main Street.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna boo Diamond Dave. You're
maybe
just
not.
Rolling
maybe
it,
not,
dude. And you're just like, hanging on with one hand, doing tricks and stuff. We are gonna call Ski Wallace, and you are.
We don't even have to call him. You just walk in there. They'll take anybody. All right. So anything else, Skijor, you want to talk about?
No, I think we got to
It
get
gives you a
go.
good idea, and everybody knows. And I mean, the Wallace thing, it is fun to look at. It is not how it's done. Anything else, like we were talking about that Silverton, Colorado, or anything like that is exactly what it is. You're hitting some
Oh,
some.
geez.
Wow,
You are an extreme. You
you're
are an extreme. What is this thing called?
Skijoring.
Skijoring. You're extreme.
Yes, that's extreme in Wallace.
Look at those
Definitely.
guys. Dude, you could hit that.
But the real stuff is being able to have good technique and fastest time wins, and you collect rings, and you can get time knocked off of your overall time based on how many rings you're able to gather while going through the
looks
gates
really
and
cool.
hitting the jumps and stuff like that.
That's really
So
cool. These guys aren't doing
pretty
rings,
fun.
are they?
Pretty fun. Not in Wallace. They don't do the
Still
rings. They
skijoring,
just
though.
they just go and huck stuff. So yeah, it's way different. Hey, just remember, if you like what you're hearing and you want to share it with your friends and family, we definitely appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, the notification bell, all that stuff. Stay connected with us, and we'll be able to share more with you.
Jingling.
Until then, keep your sticks on the ice.